Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is an update for Polkadot. Now I'm focusing on the correction since November of 21, and I wanted to show you an updated count. Now if you saw my last video, it doesn't make that much of a difference, but targeting's a lot better. I had the ending diagonal starting from this high, and this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but the shape of it is all off. It doesn't look correct. The sizes of the waves don't look correct. So I re-went into this and looked at what would fit better, and this is what I came up with. I have this as a leading diagonal for an A, B, C. For a W wave, came to the 1-to-1 extension. We had a short X wave, and now we have a double zigzag in this first A wave. ABC, ABC. And this is turning into a flat as a 3, 3, 5 as an ending diagonal starting here. So pretty simple WXY. We had a zigzag followed by a flat looking to complete right now. Now why I like this better is where our targets line up. There's a lot more, I'll show you all those right now, but there's a lot more confluence of everything lining up. Now first of all, I colored these so you can see the targets. The A wave off the B is the 1-to-1 there at 344.9. The 1.618 extension, it's not as reliable, but it is important. This ending diagonal isn't constricting on itself, like coming, or the third wave is not shorter than the first. So usually when that happens, as long as it's over 1-to-1 and less than 1.618, the third wave, my target would switch to the 1.618 for the fifth. And as you can see, we hit right between the 1-to-1 and the 1.236 extension. So that lines up with the confluence of the A equals C at the 1-to-1 at 350.03. And lastly, our AB C potentially here to end our 1-to-1s at 354. So you can see all that confluence lining up there. It doesn't mean that it's not complete already. If we've been exhausted, you can see we're holding support over at this previous support level currently. So I'm wondering if we get a liquidity grab right below it and then reject. Let's get a line on there so we can see where that is. The lowest point. Put some text on there. Liquidity grab. We'll make this gray. Okay, so we'll leave that there so we know where the last low of support is way back in the day. Lock that. Okay, let's zoom into the lower time frames now. This was the box I made as a potential pivot based on the previous video. The count was slightly different, but the area was still the same. So our liquidity grab, where'd that go? Make sure we can see it. So you can see our targets are right below that liquidity grab. So I'm curious if we end up just making a spike down there and rejecting hard to the upside. So I'm going to be watching this one pretty closely. It's a really good spot for long term. Just start dollar cost averaging in here because it's not that much lower. You can see we're pretty close. Maybe less than 10% there. But since we're day trading this, it's good for long term, but since I'm day trading this, I'm just going to pay more attention and try and get as low to the bottom as I can to get the largest position size for the next move to the upside, because it will be pretty good once we start running. But looking at this final ending diagonal, it's a pretty difficult count. We have a series of ABCs up here. The best way I was able to count this was one. I had this as a leading diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as our A, and this C wave, this looks like only 3 to begin with, and we have 3 here, so I'm wondering if it's making a ending diagonal in itself. I'll have to give it a little more time to see. Again, this count's changed several times, but this might turn into an ending diagonal in itself. Now I'd start to get bullish on this. If we break this B level, this would be my area to look to enter a long, and would switch probabilities that this is the low. The low is already in. As soon as we get above this B wave here. So I'm going to put an alarm on there. And clearly this won't be an ending diagonal once we cross this line as well. So I'm going to put another alarm there just to make sure I don't miss anything. Come back and take a look what's going on. Alright, so I should be set here, but you can see it looks like we've got our one wave down for an ending diagonal, 2, 3, looking for a fourth and fifth to get that liquidity grab. What I'd like to see after that is a spike below that support and a fast rejection. That's what I'd look for, breaking the previous resistance and a nice sideways consolidation, and then I'd look for my long stop at this low. That's how I'm going to be looking to trade this. Bottom can potentially be in. We'd have to relabel this as a series of zigzags, but nothing says it can't be in at the moment. We're right in our area we were looking for. I think this was our initial box, and I changed it here a little bit, which we've already come into. You can see one more spike would really get rid of all those long positions from that long-term pivot that are still hanging on, and a great area for a reversal. All right, guys, so that's Polkadot. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want updates on this. I am going to be looking for a buy on this very, very soon, within the next couple weeks. As you can see, I'm going to put a alarm on that liquidity grab as well. And I have a lot of trades on the go, so if you want to subscribe, make sure to check out those other videos. And that's it for Polkadot today. All right, guys, thanks for watching.